Hello, this is Jeff from Baron Leathercraft, and today we are going to take a look at the AlgoLaser Pixi IR edition. Now, if this machine looks familiar, that's because AlgoLaser also makes a diode version of the Pixi. But today we're focusing on the infrared version, which is mainly designed for marking metals and certain plastics, as well as a bunch of other materials. This machine is really aimed at the hobby and craft market. People who want to personalize items, make small custom products, do craft show work, or just experiment with laser engraving without jumping into a large industrial setup. This video is more than just a review. It's also a tutorial designed to help you understand the Algo OS operating system and why it turns the AlgoLaser Pixi into such a game changer. No computer necessary. The built-in interface and image library make it possible to start engraving fairly quickly without immediately diving into complicated software. You could also add a USB stick with your own personal images on it. And for a lot of people, that actually is a pretty big advantage because it can save both time and the added expense of purchasing software right away. Now, with that said, if you do want more advanced control later on, the machine also works with software like EZCAD and LightBurn, so you're not locked into the beginner workflow forever. Okay, let's go ahead and go over the contents of the package. Of course, you get the laser, you get the power supply, you get the exhaust hose, you get the exhaust hose adapter, you get a stylus that helps work with the interface on top of the laser device, you get a USB-A to USB-C cable, you get an Allen wrench, which is all you will need to, the only tool you need to work on this thing. Did I mention the brush already? This is actually for cleaning the material after you engrave it. You get a USB-A to USB-C adapter. You get the focusing hammer, which goes between the laser module and your material. We'll go into this more. You'll get some zip ties in case you need them to secure any cables. You get extra grease for the gantry if necessary in the future. I'm sure it comes greased fine. And you get some extra business cards for practice. Of course, you get a manual, and the manual looks like it's very image-oriented, which is nice. And it looks like it goes through the interface pretty in-depth. And you get a thank you card, and if you scan this and register your item, it seems you get a 6 months of extra warranty. One thing that's actually pretty clever about the design of this machine is that even though it has a very small footprint, you're still able to increase the working height when needed. By loosening the 4 screws on the back and pulling the upper section upward, the machine can be extended vertically to create more clearance underneath the laser module. That gives you the ability to work with thicker or bulkier items that normally wouldn't fit inside a compact laser engraver like this. On the back of the machine, you'll find the main power switch, along with the connection point for the exhaust system. The exhaust adapter simply twists into place, and once that's installed, the flexible exhaust tube slides directly onto the adapter. The hose can stretch quite a bit, so depending on your setup, you can run it directly out a nearby window or connect it to an existing exhaust or filtration system you may already have in your workshop or hobby room. There's also a small mounting section that you can put your focusing hammer there. That way it'll help you from losing it. You'll also find a port for a rotary truck, along with a USB-C port for transferring images and files to the machine. When you first power on the machine, you're guided through a quick Wi-Fi setup process, and the machine will then check for any available firmware updates automatically. In my case, the unit was already fully up to date. You can also connect the Pixi over Wi-Fi network through software like LightBurn, which means you don't necessarily have to keep the machine physically connected to your computer with the USB cable during normal use. Okay, let's go over the control panel real fast because this is the heart of the machine. This, to me, is why this is such a special machine, actually. Let's start first with the control panel. This is your ability to nudge the laser in any direction if you want, if you feel necessary, maybe for lining things up. I found for my use I haven't needed to use the control panel much, or if at all, but it's there, so I just wanted to show you. I most likely just haven't run into a circumstance where I actually needed it. Let's go to AlgoSketch. This is actually pretty cool. You could actually draw right on the board, and you could change the density of the stylus. For example, you click on the pencil, and now we can go thicker. And of course, there's several settings. Now, if I want to erase, same thing with the eraser. I could pick the size of the head that I want to use to erase, in case I want to erase just certain things. Or if I want, I just hit the rake and it gets rid of everything. What's interesting is everything leads you to being able to engrave. For example, let me go ahead and draw something again. So we got a smiley face. And then I hit the arrow key. I could save that if I want and become part of the library, but I'm not going to save that. But if I hit the arrow key, you see what it does is it brings me to the engraving page. And now I could choose what power setting I want to use. And I could also choose the quality level that I'm interested in. You can choose the material, which is very important. This is why this thing is really cool. You don't need a computer. And so far, I haven't set it up to the computer because I just haven't found it to be necessary. So we're just going to, pretend. So now that I picked stainless steel, it's giving me the default speed and power that it recommends, although you have the freedom to change it. And these image icons represent the darkness of the engraving that they're that's potential from picking them. So if I hit processing, it's going to bring me to another page. It's home the laser, and now I'm able to go ahead and change the size and exactly where it will be on the board. I also am able to hit that key, which is the framing key, and if you notice, you can hear it, but you don't see it. The laser's right now framing the material. So that's how you would end up lining up the material. Okay, now let's go to AlgoType. This allows you to type. So if you wanted to put names on particular items, really quickly, if you wanted to label your tools or label anything, it's as simple as just putting in the information that you want. I'm going to go ahead and put in my company name. I'm going to hit the check, and now it brought it up, and I'm able to actually pick the size of it, although you're going to be able to size it again once you're in the interface. There. Now it's very big, and I can pick out of a few fonts. Let's go with this one. That's pretty. Hit next. Now once again it brings you to that same page. Everything leads to your ability to engrave it. Alright, let's go to the projects. This is the one you'll probably end up using the most, I'm guessing. So here's some examples that they have built in. You could use them obviously, but we're going to go to the SD card. See, the SD card here represents the internal memory. The USB stick represents any stick that you actually end up putting in it. So let's go to the image library, and let's just pick a wall art. Here's a zebra. So you could also, depending on the color that you're engraving on, you can invert the artwork if you want. And if I hit engraving, it brings me once again to the page that sets me up for what kind of material I want to use. You can change the passes of everything, just so you know. Just click off of it to get back to the menu. Hit processing. It homes the machine. And once again, now I'm able to change the size of it. Bring it anywhere I want on the work area that I want. And I could go ahead and hit the framing button. And you could adjust the material to where the laser is, or you could actually use the interface, which is right here. Say if I wanted to move it a little bit, the laser will adjust along with it. I personally like to move the material. I think it's just out of habit. That's how I'm used to doing things. And that's it. That's the interface in a nutshell. That's what makes this machine special, in my opinion. Okay, an important part of focusing this machine is you have to have the laser module be able to reach down to rest against the hammer while you're using it to focus. The way you do that is with this knob. By turning this knob left or right, it either raises or lowers the actual laser module. And what you're doing is you're having the bottom of the hammer touch the material, and then you turn the dial until the laser module itself is touching the top of the hammer, and then you'll be in focus. Alright, let's do a project in the built-in hard drive, image library, wall art. Let's pick an image. Let's go with this tiger. Hit engraving. We're going to do metal, coated metal. This is the default it's choosing. 6060 speed, 100% power, confirm. These are your settings. Go ahead and hit processing. The laser just homes. Now it's just a matter of how big we want to do it and where. The laser moves as I change the position. It's re-establishing where the actual artwork is. On this side I can shrink it, and now we're going to go ahead and set it up so it actually frames properly. Alright, it's taped down now, and it's also centered pretty well. So we're ready to run this. It came out really nice. No banding whatsoever. It looks like one solid engrave. This was done at the actual default settings. So you could alter this, but I wouldn't change it personally. I think it came out really nice. Alright, let's improvise here. I am going to try to engrave on this brush, this piece of plastic. It seems to be like a tough black plastic, and I have no idea what it's actually made out of. So we'll either succeed or we will just melt it. So let's go ahead and set this up. So we'll go to AlgoType, click twice. I'm going to do all capitals. Alright, Baron Leathercraft. Hit OK. I'm going to keep it at that size. Hit next. Alright. Now to pick out the material, which it's just some sort of plastic, obviously. Black PP sheet polypropylene. Sounds plastic-like. Why not? Alright, I'm going to keep with the default and see what happens, which is... You guys even see that? 6060, power 40, hit confirm. One pass, 30% power, high quality. I'm going to hit processing. The machine is homing. Now I'm going to go ahead and do all the centering and focusing, which you're already familiar with. Alright, that was a success. Let me show you. I was also actually able to get it really straight. So the beautiful thing is you can get really small and really detailed. And then you can obviously increase it. And I used the default setting for the polypropylene. So I picked the right setting and I used the default. So that worked out perfectly. Another thing, I want to show you the screen after I'm done with the engraving. Now it gives you an option to do it again. And if you happen to pick it up, you could go ahead and, if you moved it, you can go ahead and hit the framing button again and it will frame. So if you happen to pick up your material to want to see what it looks like, that's okay, because you could reframe the machine. So even if you move your material, you're fine. So this was a success. I'm going to have to engrave some more of my little tools, that's for sure. As I said, I went ahead and did more of my tools because I found it fun, but I wanted to point this out because I used the same setting for the top and bottom here, but the bottom I forgot to do the focusing. So if you look how nice the top looks compared to the bottom, this is simply because I focused the second time I did it. The first time I totally forgot. It just shows you how important getting the machine in focus is, and it seems the focus hammer is doing a perfect job. This is black powder-coated tin, and I used the coated metal setting. And it did not take too long. Normally, I pay attention to how long each of these things take, and I share that information. I just simply forgot this time. But I will tell you, I used the default settings for this, and everything came out nice. As you probably noticed, this review turned into more than just a review. It also became a bit of a tutorial, because I really wanted to show what makes the Algo OS system special. The fact that you can use this machine without even connecting it to a computer is honestly a game changer for a lot of people. Being able to pull images directly from the built-in library or import them from a USB drive removes a huge barrier for beginners. Normally, you'd have to learn software like LightBurn or EZCAD, and while those programs are powerful, they can also feel overwhelming when you're just getting started. This machine gives people another option. As you saw throughout the video, the Pixi performed really well, especially for the kind of projects an infrared laser is actually designed for. Marking metals, plastics, labels, personalizations, tools, gifts, and smaller detailed items. And honestly, I think the compact size makes sense for an IR laser. Most people aren't going to be engraving giant projects with something like this anyway. Overall, I think the AlgoLaser did a really smart job, balancing simplicity with capability here. Whether you're a beginner who wants to avoid the learning curve of traditional laser software, or someone who just wants a fast and convenient engraving tool that doesn't require dragging a laptop around, the Pixi fills a pretty interesting niche. With that said, thanks again for watching. I truly appreciate it. I do. I enjoy making these videos, and thank you for tolerating my special effects. I just love playing with the technology. Anyway, as I normally say, treat each other well. Let's make this planet the best one in the solar system. If you liked what you see, there's more coming. So, y'all come back now, you hear? Take care. Take care of each other.